Oh man, look at this thing. This is awesome. She comes in about 14,853 pounds. This is a big, beautiful 37 MDQS Jayco Pinnacle. Current generation, late model 2021 with all the new updates. But if you can believe it, this is a used RV that we're going to be looking at today. We are actually here at Advantage One RV today, but I'm going to kind of be recording this for the benefit of both our new and our used prospective buyers out there, because this is exactly what a Pinnacle looks like today. So if you're interested in the 37 MDQS, I don't think I've ever actually had the opportunity to even get footage of one of these put together. So this might be a first for both of us. I'm pretty excited to get to go through one of these. If you're familiar with the 377 North Point, imagine if it went back to graduate school, left behind the master's degree, and got a doctorate. That's what you're looking at in a Pinnacle. It is everything taken a step beyond. Potentially, you could say to the level of excess, but to the ultra luxury level. And frankly, most fifth wheel brands don't even build an RV on the level of a Jayco Pinnacle. They usually stop at the North Point. This is above and beyond. That being said, she's a big girl. It'd be a fine thing if you just want to leave it parked somewhere. If you're planning on towing, with the weight and the size of this thing, I do probably recommend dually country. I've talked enough. Let's get going because there's a lot to cover. I'm going to try to really hit this thing in depth and go medieval on it because there's a lot to hit here. And I just had a thought, which is dangerous. Since we're at Advantage One consignment sales today, but I think a lot of our Haylett RV new RV buyers are going to want to see this. I guess you could say I'm recording this for the benefit of Haylett's Vantage One. And I'm sorry, I'm having a blast because this thing is just, I love these over-the-top luxury units. This is so much fun. It's such a privilege to get to go through these. But do remember, what we're looking at today is one example of one of these. You could have one built very differently. For instance, the previous owner said we want to be able to go anywhere, anytime. So they added the third factory air conditioner here. Now, Jayco is one of the brands that actually has done the engineering to make sure that you can run all three air units simultaneously. Basically, the way they start up helps them, offset that startup energy spike. We've got the modern Farmhouse decor, another indicator. That was only available on the most current generation of Jayco Pinnacles. This is very similar to a brand new one, just at I used it one-time price tag. That ain't all bad. You got our power theater recliners with heat massage and USB plugs over there directly across from the entertainment center. And a neat thing Jayco does is that is actually mounted in a power lift system. So, you can look at your entertainment center and be like, do you even lift, bro? If you want to heat things up, we got that electric space heat and Tootsie Toaster down there. And a neat thing that you'll get to see is when we put that away, you basically have like epic countertop space in this. We will come back to that when we look at the kitchen though. Now, your two normal standard 15,000 BTU Coleman Quiet air conditioners are double whisper ducted. So that living room air conditioner and up in the bedroom, they're both quiet ducted. And then they add a third one of these onto here. Now this one, it does not whisper duct. It will be a little noisier, but it's still a Coleman Quiet air. The fact is though, if it's screaming hot outside, I think you'll be happy that air conditioner is running and you'll be less worried about the sound it makes. But again, it is extremely minimal in here. This is beautiful, dude. This is all hardwood woodwork. There's no like sticker wraps on anything, even the slide fascia. We have day-night roller shades like a diesel pusher. And that's what I call a Pinnacle. It's a towable diesel pusher. It is so over the top. If we're going to have some guests, you see that we could fold this big tri-fold sleeper. People have recently been calling this a queen sleeper sofa. That's not something I've been saying. That's just something that has been kind of said out there. But I think what they're saying is, since the Pinnacle is 102 inches wide, it's 8 foot 6 inches wide, there's more area between the two walls right there, so there's a wider sofa. But a really cool thing they're doing here is they're still including the side stands. But very similar, well, really the same thing North Point's doing. They have those little storage box stands over there. And if you're not familiar with the Jayco lineup, that's exactly what the Pinnacle is. Like I said, it's a North Point that went back to graduate school and it went over the top. It's doing very well. It's probably going to become a partner in the firm very soon, if you follow me. Now, one thing I want to mention here. This is a completely carpetless slide. You might be going, what is that white strip? That is like a little glide strip where the slide slides in and out. You can see how that lino is bumped a little bit right there. That's because it is flippin' freezing out here. I can barely feel my fingers right now, and that slide until I got here had been slid closed. As soon as it warms up, Jayco uses a better type of linoleum that will relax and go back to flat condition. So as soon as you start heating the RV, you're not going to see that little lip anymore. Kind of like my mother. She's like, I don't want to get no lip from you. And then, you know, she'd throw curling iron. Actually, no, my mother was not that way. Vaulted ceiling, and I love that accent lighting above those slides right there. And where that's really nice is if it's nighttime, you need to be able to see and navigate at night, you can. And the thing is, this has a bigger island than almost any other RV I've ever seen. Because we are in a wider body coach, they had the chance to really fluff up and bulk that sucker up right there. Now, one area where Jayco nails it on this, and I think the bigger size of a Pinnacle is really the thing that makes the difference. With most middle bunks or dens or offices, whatever you want to call it, you don't get a pantry, not a real one. You get like maybe a couple shelves. But because they had 6 inches of extra width, they could turn a small space into a usable, functional space. And I think they did a great job here. In these 37s, this one that is available down here at Advantage One currently does have that residential fridge with ice maker and water dispenser. Very good cooling if you're going to be in the hot, humid climates. Ideal if you're going to be there and like mostly parked and stay in one place. There is also an 18 cubic foot gas electric two-way fridge option in the, you know, if you're choosing a personal build in an order. Convection microwave right there, and I love that insignia stovetop they're using here. It has such a household look and feel about it, and a quad burner, something you almost never find in the towable RV market anymore. All solid surface countertops through the RV, which is beautiful. Bigger oven if you're going to actually, like, a Pinnacle is not a camper. I don't even know if it's a glamper. It's a luxury hotel room that you tow with you. So getting a full big oven like that, even the handy little, you know, like almost residential style warmer drawer down below, like all kinds of cool stuff. And so many drawers, they had to start putting the drawers inside of the drawers. Even this guy, I love that silverware drawer right there. Soft close, just buttery smooth. Now, if you need to put the TV away, or if you just want extra light and airflow breezing through, you just power that sucker down, and now you've got like an amazing serving station. That'd be a cool little place, like if you're having friends over, maybe you're having a little wine and cheese spread. Yeah, let's get some crackers to go. You got a place for it. Cool thing Jayco does up here, the little cabinet above the entertainment center. First of all, remember all hardwood cabinetry, all pocket screwed. In terms of good, better, best, and better, good, better, still, and best, I would consider Jayco cabinetry best because there's, again, no sticker wraps. It is the heaviest build, most luxurious feeling even that you can find. The metallic struts, the hidden hinges, everything gives it a gorgeous look. But keeping all these plugs up here, out of the way, but easily accessible if need be is great. And you might notice there's these white stickers on these plugs. These are inverted plugs. If you see one of those outlets throughout this RV that has that white sticker on there, you can activate the inverter and be able to use that when you are off grid. Not every Pinnacle has an inverter though. This one does. In the new RV market, we can install one of those for you. That's not a problem. They are inverter prepped, which is nice. And even, remember, you got that storage beside each of the sofas there, but even a little bit of storage above. But we haven't even really tapped into what's going on over here quite yet. Because this extra large island's got some extra goodies for us. You can see even solid surface sink covers here. That high-rise sprayer faucet making for easy access. And the Jayco Freshwater drinking system here, or drinking water system, as I believe what it's called. Basically, this RV has its own, completely separate from the freshwater tank, kind of like a 5-gallon Culligan jug, basically, that you know, you can always have fresh water on tap there. But a cool thing with that is it is actually plumbed to that refrigerator. So the water you get from the fridge and the ice is completely separate and purified. So if you're a little not sure about the campground's water, maybe you got some hard water issues or dirty water issues or whatever, you can totally circumvent that here without needing to lug along just, you know, a military load of bottled water with you. You got the pop-up power tower outlets and USB plugs there. And then just to really shock you, get it, electrical joke, bam, nailed it. some extra easy reach outlets there. Now, if this was brand new, there'd be a single little wastebasket included with this. Obviously, that's an easy thing. We could pick you up one from a big box store of your choice if you're interested, but that's what that drawer is intended for. But you could always repurpose it. Actually, let me ask you, would you use this for something other than just a wastebasket, or do you think that's a really good purpose for it? Now, under the sink, I love how North Point and Pinnacle both do this. How the storage like comes to you, so you don't got to go crawling around. And those slots right there are designed to pad and protect the sink covers in transit, so they don't go banging and clanging around. You know what I mean? Now, from here, we're going to cruise into that middle room, and I would love to. How would you folks use this? Because as you see right now, it's just a nice sofa here. Even this is completely carpetless. You could use it in a sense like a second living room. And where that's nice is when you are, like if you're going to be full-timing, there's times where my wife and I just need to watch different entertainment. We could have it, because it is truly a separate entertainment center in here. But what's also kind of cool is, it almost doubles as like expanded dining. I don't know about you guys, but when it's like the holiday time, you got the adults table, the kids table. It's almost nice to be able to have that extra separation. Or again, you could use it for some office space. The day-night shades, well, not even shades, blinds, roller shades, whatever you want to call them, continue in here. And what's nice is that is a tri-fold sleeper, similar to what we saw in the living room, not quite as wide, but notice how there's even room to still walk around it. Now, if I get you in here and we sit down and take a look, I do want to mention real quick, this big tower on the left, that's not going to be storage, because remember, that's the kitchen pantry. It doesn't have dual access. But what you do have is some really good space through the rest of it. And in the upper left corner, you see that completely separated entertainment center. Then as we come down here, you see what really looks almost like a miniature desk. Well, I'll tell you where that comes into play. Remember that dining setup that we saw in the living room? It includes a pair of fold-away guest chairs. Well, one of those can very easily be repurposed in here as an office chair. So you don't have to go lugging around extra stuff. It's just all those little things. It just takes it over the top. And ooh, look at this that the folks did. They have the remotes for every TV around this, like basically command strip to the wall where you're going to sit, so they're easy to get to, which just makes a ton of sense. Normally, brand new Pinnacle, I would say, is command strip not included, but if that's what it takes, I'll buy you some command strips. Give me the chance. I swear, command strips were like one of the most revolutionary things to happen to RVing, almost since like slide outs and flat screen TVs, Now, the stairs by the door, you got a little bit of shoe garage down there, enough for some little flip-flops if you're moving to warmer climates. Central vacuum with a little electric dustpan. Open that up, and a coat closet by the door. Thank you, camping lords above, for smiling upon us today. Our control panel is also all nicely contained in here. If you choose to add some solar to it, this is where the wiring's located for, a solar controller. And this has the full-on BM Pro system, which is my personal favorite. I think it's the best smart system used in the business. I mean, you can do all your climate controls. You can even do things like your leveling, your awnings, your slides, all sorts of crazy stuff on this. But what I love is you don't have to be touchscreen digital. You just have buttons for lights. If you want to choose slides, awnings, you can do all of that right here without even needing to go digital. I don't need no touchscreen action. If you want to go digital, if you want to go Bluetooth, you want to do it magically, you can. And by the way, the previous owners installed an inverter in this RV, or had one installed, as the case may be, I'm not sure. But this is where they have the controller for it mounted, which is actually, I think, a really nice spot here. Of course, we've got that fold-out ladder to get us to the loft, bunk, bedroom, attic storage space. What would you do with this? How would you folks use this? And I like how the the ladder's not all the way over here where it's going to be a 9-foot drop if you slip. I think because I think a North Point and a Pinnacle owner, your use of the space may vary, and I'd be very curious some feedback. Although I do really like those dual extra thick pads and how they're split. So if you do need some storage, you need some sleeping, or you need a little bit of one and or all of one and none of the other, you can do that here. Whatever works for you. Now, the Pinnacle we're looking at today has that big vent fan here in the bathroom. Normally, you'd have another one of those in the kitchen. The third air conditioner actually kind of occupies and cannibalizes that space. But again, if it's going to be screaming hot outside, there's just no substitution for it. And look at this. Look at this. Solid surface, even in the kitchen. Very minimalist kind of faucet, but right centered up in the middle. Like Montana likes to put faucets off to the side. I know some people aren't real hot to trot on that. Jayco kind of keeps them in the middle, still with good counter space though. But notice there's that almost mother of pearl accent inlay lighting in there. You'll see more of that. Part of that actually talks to what's in the kitchen and the bedroom. So if you want to be able to navigate your way through the RV at night, you can. A little bit of a Tootsie Toaster there next to that porcelain foot flush stool, and some really nice legroom here. As we work our way up, Pinnacle is actually the first RV in the industry where you saw this gorgeous walk-in shower that a lot of other brands are starting to copy now with that folding teak seat. It is 300-pound rated, by the way, and that height adjustable shower. Yep, good job, Josh, you dummy. Anyway, the height adjustable shower hardware in here. Where that's going to be nice is if you're like myself and my wife, where we are significantly different in height. Now, you may have noticed while I was tongue-tied there, I did get you at least a decent look at the fact that this thing has some fantastic headroom, which is one of, I think, the best points of a North Point or Pinnacle RV. Because that big vaulted, not only are they taller sidewall, first of all, but then they vault the ceiling even up here. It gives us, I mean, just tons of headroom here. If I stretch my fingers out, they're barely touching my head in the ceiling. Ooh, careful, you're about to get blinded off the forehead reflection here. Ooh, I need some sleep. I look terrible. I also need a haircut, which is funny when you're balding to say I need a haircut. Regardless, my point is, if you're super tall, this is something you are really going to do, because the whole RV, it's bigger, it's wider, it's open, it's airy. You're just going to be able to sit down and relax, be like, I'm home, you know? And when you're ready to call it a day, or if you just want to stretch out and lounge out in your own private space, this is what you're going to look at from the bed space here up in the bedroom. TV's angled downward a little bit so you're not, neck cranking. I love the look of the closet, the partitioning on that mirror. It just, I don't know, there's something about it. It really speaks to me. And remember, by the way, you don't see the square, so you won't hear the air. That is nerdism number 37, ladies and gentlemen. It is a whisper ducted bedroom air unit. And all three 15,000 BTU air conditioners are quieter anyway because they are the Coleman Mach AC units. Now, while I'm standing up and moving around, I'm going to give you a little bit of a look at the dresser space down below here, including a neat little kind of hidden flip top for that sucker, as well as a stackable washer dryer arrangement in this extra wide front closet. You may or may not choose to do one. You may choose to go combo, but the fact is you can go combo stackable. You could leave it none as it is currently. That is a true cedar lining in that closet, by the way. I'm not going to name names because I'm not about that trashy kind of life. There actually are some higher dollar, more expensive units than Pinnacles out there who say they have a cedar lined closet, but they have a cedar printed Luan panel and they literally put cedar chips behind it in the wall. Pinnacle doesn't do that. Up top here, a lot of RVs are like LTE and Wi-Fi ready. Jayco goes ahead and installs the thing for you. You'll actually get to see that from the roof level as well. And over here, since Pinnacles are all king beds standard, 70 by 80 king standard, that means that they leave extra room to walk around the bed, which is really, really nice, I think. If you're not so much into the Yeti fur decoration, that stuff can all be pulled off individually. Obviously, every single pillow that's included with an RV increases the fancy factor by 37%. Plus, I don't want to miss the fact that there is a full storage complement below the bed here, which is an ideal storage place for those folding chairs. And even though this isn't like one of the bed slide and slide models, they put a deep enough slide on it. You can still easily walk around the bed. You don't have to sideways travel trailer two-step. You can still stand there and get dressed. And again, you can put on a shirt without punching the ceiling, which is nice. All right, stepping outside this big wide body beauty, I do want to mention I am working in some exceptionally windy circumstance right now. That has been the bane of my existence recently here, is trying to get good audio for you along with, good information and good video. This is really special. So first of all, this is an extended drop frame. The frame actually drops right in front of those steps, which is why we have room for frankly, a pretty nice camp kitchen station on this thing, but it means a huge pass-through. Now, if you're looking at this, the folks had plans, because again, they barely use the sucker. They had plans to install their own diesel pusher style belly cargo tray, and it slides both directions. It is not currently mounted, however. In its current state,
it will actually bump into that. If you want it, it's included. No extra charge. It's part of the sale of this RV from the previous owner. On a brand new Pinnacle, that wouldn't be there, obviously. But if you do want it, all you really got to do is like lift it up. You just got to put like a little 2x4 under each little corner of that, and you could have yourself one of the easiest pass-through access compartments here. Or if you want maximum storage where you don't maybe have to fight with any little spaces, you could totally take that out. Frankly, if you don't want this thing, you could put that on Marketplace, flip it in a heartbeat, and I bet you'd make some decent money on it. I really bet you would. Central vacuum collection point over here, little sprayer port next to the camp kitchen, and this griddle here, it is, by the way, that is a 22-inch actual Blackstone. Jayco's the exclusive provider of actual Blackstones in the RV industry today. That, I think, is something very, very special right there. You just don't find it every day. It is also the only thing on this RV that shows any level of use whatsoever. They've got it nicely seasoned for you. Obviously, that could be soaked and clean. And because this is also in a drop frame here, you have a little bit bigger outside fridge. 4-step stable step with the easy lift. You've got the larger handle for simple come and go. You see where the folks added the outside television option to this one. Actually, let me get you over there just a moment. I'm walking through snow right now. And what I like these, like, I don't know that I would really go outside to watch a bunch of TV, but I like to just find a local channel, and I like to just kind of turn this on and just to put some noise, some life, some energy into my campsite. What do you guys think about that? How do you like these right here? Also, by the way, up in the front pass-through compartment, there's totally separate outside TV hookups. This could have living room, loft, middle den, bedroom, and 2 outside TV spaces. This is a 6-zone entertainment. It's so silly. I love it. And just a beautiful, beautiful look on this. All the current, even graphics package, everything. This is a current build. You don't find this in the used market typically. Jayco's 5-star ride and handling package starts with a MORryde pin box. It has matching MORryde suspension shackles, not to mention Goodyear Endurance radials, Dexter Easy Lube axles, and wet bolt bushings, and all kinds of stuff down there. Now, there's all sorts of the previous owner's accessories down here. Normally, on a brand new copy of this, you wouldn't see that stuff. They've got 3 batteries in there. I'm seeing 2 are hooked up. I wonder if one is just kind of like a hot swap battery. I'm not exactly sure what that might be. But I'm seeing stuff in there that wasn't even used. And once again, I am sorry if the wind is affecting this a little bit. I am doing everything I can to minimize that. If you could, if it's bothersome, just hit the mute button and maybe turn on the closed captions. Frankly, that's what my wife tries to do to me all the time. I see her grab the TV remote. She's pointing at me going, No, to no avail. Privatized, enclosed, protected, heated docking center in here. Actually, let me get you in here. The entire pass-through compartment is forced air heated, and you see the entire upper deck has a double radiant lining. That's in the slide floors, that's in the roof, it's down the nose, it's under the bedroom, it's under the bathroom, it's in the belly, it's everywhere, Batman. Underbelly, this of course enclosed and forced air heated. Pinnacles have never been anything but hot cold camp rated, tested, proven, and successful. Good look at those Goodyears, and I know I'm going to get questions on this. I'm going to try to head this off at the pass. That big, people are going, oh, is that storage? What's inside there? That is the access panel to the residential refrigerator. That is something Jayco's doing for their residential fridges now that almost nobody else is really doing. The idea there being so that you don't have to dislodge the thing and take a slide out of the RV to have it replaced if need be. It could have local service work done, which is nice. I love that they're thinking of stuff like that. The leveling, this is 6-point hydraulic auto leveling. And they're actually using basically like Dexter brake fluid instead of common hydraulic fluid, so it doesn't gel up when it's cold. Now, I've always struggled. Somebody help me out. How do I say this? This is a 12-volt powered 50-amp cord reel. Like it's power in and out, but it's hard to say it's a powered cord reel to make sense of it. I still struggle with that. And SantaCon. This is one of the only places in the towable RV industry we can still get SantaCon. If you're not familiar with it, basically, your sewer system has a garbage disposal. It's got a grinder that gets down there and goes yang, 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 and it breaks up all that solid mass, and it's actually a powered exhaust, which is kind of cool. And this has, of course, the J-Smart lighting, the turn signal safety lighting, but with double the taillights here, which is a really cool thing that Jayco's doing. Extra safety. You've got, this was option. This is an optional piece of equipment, amazingly. A 2-inch receiver hitch on the back, but it's factory installed, which is nice. Another thing that's really cool on this one is that if I back up and you look up top, it actually does have a backup camera installed on it. Not just backup camera ready. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to fall down in the snow. I've got crazy wind stuff going on. I'm going to give you just a quick look at the roof, though, because finally we're starting to thaw and melt. And I mean, look at the roof. It looks factory fresh. You can see over here the roof solar prep that's on these. I am so glad the weather's finally thawing out a little bit so I can get back up here on the roofing. I'm so used to it, my work feels incomplete when I can't really go all the way. And like right here on the power vent fans, you see those little cleats? If you want to add like a little vent fan cover on that for some anytime airflow, you can. And that black bucket looking thing over there, that is actually not just your TV antenna. That's also the thing that gets the signal to that LTE Wi-Fi router system on the inside. And look at how the nose cap paint, almost like a painted diesel pusher. It actually covers that front termination strip, which is like adding a coat of sunscreen to what is one of the most important seams on the RV to maintain. This is awesome.
So if you found all this helpful, or at least a little entertaining, hit the subscribe button to follow along to us here at Haylett RV, or down here at Advantage One RV, as it were, because again, today I'm kind of bleeding the lines between Haylett, Advantage One, you get the idea. This is a beautiful rig. This just doesn't happen every day. It's just it's a fluke instance that it's here. It is in almost any respect a brand new RV. It's obviously technically used, but you're saving. They added that MORRIDE tray outside. They added the slide awnings, an inverter. There's stuff on here that you can't even get from the factory, and you're getting it for less than new on a basically new RV. This is sweet. This is really, really sweet. Give our team down here at Advantage One RV a call. We would love the chance to work with you. And if this one's gone and you like what you see and you'd like one kind of like it, give us a call at Haylett RV and we can get one built. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.